Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. For those of you who don't know, I started Grumpy Old Fart to express my political and social opinions and to say things that I felt needed to be said. Unfortunately, YouTube started giving me strikes. As a hedge against this happening, I've created backup YouTube channels, Grumpy Old Gamer and Grumpy Old Ufologist. I also created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can find all of my stuff there, including my political opinion and current events. The link to my Rumble channel, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video.
Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Okay, this is a continuation of Bill's game from the episode Rustlers Roundup. This is called Wrong House. So, Earl and I had recovered my cows. We went back to that farmhouse and got them and brought them back. So we got to work running my ranch. I had 3 good pastures, the north pasture, the west pasture, and the bottom pasture. The north and west pastures were separated by a fast and deep river. That river was fed from runoff from the mountains. The bottom pasture was set in the lowest area of the property, and it had a good-sized lake fed by an underground spring. Each of these pastures could feed about 10,000 cattle, so I had plenty of grazing and good water. While Earl organized the cowboys into shifts and worked out the rotation orders, I went back to my house and started going through those telegraphs to figure out how to maximize my profits. The men drove the cattle into the west pasture. I had a dozen telegraphs saying they can take shipments of X amount of cattle for X amount per head, and several hours later, I had started going through organizing them into an order that I could work with because I didn't know how many head I would be able to deliver by what date. But I was alone at the house. Just then, 4 men rode up to the house. I was wearing my pistol, so I picked up my scatter gun and went to the door. They dismounted and were tying up to the hitching rail when I asked, "Can I help you?" They said they were looking for work and that they knew cattle. I sized them up and noted that 2 of them wore tied down holsters. One had a Spencer 56 carbine and a Henry rifle on his horse. One had 2 scatter guns on his horse, and one wore a 2-gun rig with 3 other pistols in various holsters. These guys were not cowboys. They was gunfighters. They was looking to make war on somebody. I told them that we had all the men we needed, and they looked around and said, "We don't see anybody but you." And I backed toward the door, and they drew their pistols. I let Mr. 2-gun rig and Mr. Twin scatterguns have both barrels, and then I dove inside. Bullets pocked the adobe walls and the thick door as I slammed it closed and drew my pistol. One took cover behind the horse trough while the other ran around the back of the house. The house was constructed of thick logs and adobe brick. The living area and the bedrooms were all downstairs, but there was a huge upstairs area, which, frankly, I wasn't using. I hadn't even thought about it, but I thought about it then. I headed for the stairs. As I ran, bullets smashed through the front windows and whizzed past me. Luckily, none of them hit me. From above, in that large upstairs area, there were a dozen windows that had thick wooden shutters with fist-sized holes bored through them. I could see right down into the lap of the guy sitting behind the water trough. While he was reloading his Colt Navy 36, I shot him in the groin. He screamed in pain and started crawling away. He was bleeding like a stuck pig and wasn't too intent on me anymore. With all of that screaming, I couldn't hear where the last one was. I turned and headed across the room to see if I could spot him. Eventually, the guy out front quieted down, and I wasn't sure if he crawled away or bled out, and frankly I didn't care. All I knew was that he was finally quiet. I couldn't find the other guy anywhere outside. I listened intently and finally heard him rummaging around inside the house. He was obviously looking for where I stored my cash. Now, the house didn't come with a safe or any kind of secure room. I'm a naturally paranoid person, so I'd hidden my excess cash behind a loose plank in the bedroom wall. I knew it was only a matter of time before he found it, so I resolved to keep him from getting away. I went back to the front of the house and shot all 4 of their horses. He was pissed. We both knew that the only horses left were in the barn. I reloaded my pistol and waited, while he cursed me and hurled obscenities. Wasn't long before he made a mad dash for the barn. My third shot perforated his skull. Because, in that game it's kind of hard to hit even if you are a good shot. He'd found my money and that was not happening. I've worked hard for that shit. Go check out my other videos, you'll see. When Earl and two of the men returned, they helped me to clean up. And, it's bad enough these days when a criminal breaks into the wrong house and that person, the homeowner, is armed. You hear stories like that a lot. Back in the Old West, that was just stupid because everybody was packing, and I mean everybody. Little ladies carried guns in their purses. I'm just saying. So yeah, he found the wrong house. They found the wrong house. And I'm going to continue these stories. There's a lot more to this, and I hope you're enjoying it because I'm enjoying relating them. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.